Hello everyone, my name is Ryan, and welcome back to the random opening series. This is probably the third opening that I recorded today because my opponent kept resigning after the first few moves, which is really annoying. Luckily, I drew white in the previous two versions, so now we get to play as black. One thing that I've always really wanted to try is this counter pincer. Yeah, let's try it. With this kind of approach, there's the counter pincer, and it's actually quite complicated if white comes over to attach, and he does that. So, pretty interesting. I believe I need to extend this way when he cuts, and then I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I guess the Chinese opening is it hasn't been really played too much anymore because just because it was so popular that so many people found ways to counter it. One of the popular ways being just to approach and do the 3-3 invasion, and that move is actually quite popular even today. So if you don't know what to do to counter a Chinese opening, you can always do that. And I think it's quite a direct sequence, so you don't have to worry too much about your opponent picking a couple of variations that you don't know. Yeah, we'll definitely see that in the future as I play more regular Chinese openings. So since this week is E-Congress, in spirit of the Congress, I wearing my newest Congress t-shirt. I don't think white is doing too well right now, though. His shape is really bad with the two stones here. I can Atari and extend. So, yeah, and you just play this really kind of loose move. Not sure what to do. I think I'm more leaning towards just approaching and just ignoring this. Although if he caps, it might be a little annoying. With the large knight's move, when you kick, the shape is even worse compared to the small knight's move. So even with a small knight's move, there's all sorts of things that could go wrong inside, not to mention the large knight move. So you gotta be careful when you play the kick. If you don't respond, this 3-3 invasion is a nightmare for a lot of players. Probably not a good variation for me, actually. I got a little too greedy going for the corner territory. It's probably too early because my stones outside are quite weak. So yeah, I don't know about. I'm kind of regretting this decision. So now I probably can't save that stone if he caps, and he just did. Well, I guess I'll just extend. Well, if I extend, he's gonna pincer. If I approach, he'll probably invade. So this is also a pretty awkward situation. Yeah, so that is expected. Shall we do another approach? He's playing quite well so far. I can still escape the stone. The stone hasn't been captured quite yet. If I play a knight's move here, I'm pretty sure it's pretty hard for white to capture it. I think I need to jump out now. If I go into the corner, white just has too much influence. So to keep the game more balanced, even though I really don't like this Joseki, but also white's this move here is really slow. So I'm not really worried about my efficiency since white's not also pretty inefficient. And I really need to get a stone outside. He doesn't push. Actually, this move is quite big. When I pull back here, if he ignores me, I can play another move in Sente, because that threatens the push and cut here at K3. So yeah, you should always push first before jumping out. Well, There's actually quite a few options I could that all seem pretty fine. I do want to do something on my side. I could either cap. This is probably the better move out of the options I'm considering. Yeah, this is a big move because I just played a lot of stones here. If I don't connect this over, then my influence won't be that useful. So yeah, this is to keep my influence in check. Okay. I really want to run the stone out, but hmm. Yeah, I'm actually kind of stumped here. I have no idea what to do now. I can expand this. This left side is pretty unsettled right now, but it's hard to see what white can do either. So if white attacks this, I mean, I can always escape. And if I play a move here, though, I'm not really going to gain that much. So actually, the left side is not too urgent to me. Um, I really want to play a move here. Yeah, let's do a move here. My opponent's actually rushing me in the chat right now. Well, I don't know what's the rush. Well, I'm explaining while I play, so it's not my fault. So he caps. Well, this right side is, well, I'm claiming that it's relatively weak. Now we'll see if that's actually the case. I really need to get this turn. If I don't get this, he's gonna push. Yeah, so if he pushes, then my shape is going to be a lot worse. And if he ignores when I Atari, I'm pretty confident I can live on the bottom. So wasn't too worried about that. So this variation I'm pretty happy with because one, he gets Atari into this bad shape, and also I get to run away pretty freely. So now if he pulls back, I just connect, and it's pretty clear that I'm escaping comfortably. So yeah, eventually his groups are going to be in danger even. I think I can do a cap here. Looks like a pretty aggressive move, but if I'm able to surround white, he is really going to worry about life and death, so that's going to be really good for me. Right now, he can't actually do anything here. If he cuts, I'll push, and if he Atari, I'll capture. So he's going to lose too much in the center first before actually slicing through. But if he Hanes first and he Ataris, then that's actually Gote because when I attach here, his 3 stones are going to get captured. So what I'm talking about is if white Hanes at h12, black cuts at h13, and then white has to spend a move to cut black, and then black is able to attach at h15. Interesting. So he chose to attach out this way. I'm tempted to play. Okay, no. Attach here doesn't work. He can actually just push. I'm tempted to just cut the stone off. It doesn't seem like there's anything more I can do. Yeah, I don't know what he's going for here. If he cuts, I'll just extend. This is pretty common shape. If he Ataris, then I can double Atari, and then he's completely surrounded. Should I Atari here? Yeah, this seems like a better move. If I extend, there seems to be quite a bit of weaknesses here. I'm not really worried about the Ko at d13. So if he Ataris, I can always find a Ko threat to capture back. And where is his Ko threat? Is that even a Ko threat? If I capture, he can't. So there's a cut in the middle. So this is definitely a really bad trade for white. Just so much territory here for black now. Yeah. Wow. This fight actually went a lot better than I expected. I just really wanted to escape my stone, but then accidentally gain quite a bit of territory. So at this point, the game is pretty much over, because the trade on the left side is just too good for black. So it doesn't really matter what he does now. There's just no way he can win this game from this point. So yeah, this move is probably relatively reserved. There's definitely more aggressive moves that you can think about, that you can think of here. My goal here is to get him to pull back, then I can block. And because actually, if he goes inside, he's gonna threaten some cuts. So it's actually quite a big move. If I Tenuki here, probably shouldn't have Hane though, because when I Tiger's Mail, he's gonna have to go back to connect anyway. So now I can block. And well, so he gets this Tiger's Mouth, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I can I think I need to extend. If I ignore this when he Ataris, it's actually quite big. I'll just let him get the honey and connect. There's still an attachment later on, so it's not completely safe, this group. He will have to worry about this later. I'm going to push and play this move because it threatens the cut, and I wanted to see how he's going to protect it. If he pushes up when I block, it's still Sente. So I'm going to cut first, and then actually it might be a slight loss to cut there actually. But yeah, wow, that was actually quite a sloppy move. It's not really that good. Now I have to spend another move to protect this group, which is kind of slow because the upper left corner is very big. So now I just got Gote for myself, unfortunately. I definitely should have played a move in the upper left. Actually, in this case, I'm considering Tenuki because this move is really, really big. I actually want to kick also because I don't want him to slide here. On the upper right, in the upper right, I can actually connect back, so it's not as urgent anymore. So yeah, the top left is just too urgent. It's way bigger than any other moves on the board, so I'll just let him get a Sente capture here. It is quite big, but compared to the left side, it's not big enough. And also, like when I Hane and connect now, he's gonna have to protect. So his group is quite small. If he jumps down, we can count like what 20, 25 points almost for white. So yeah, you can really you don't even have to count to see how big this move is. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, the left side was just such a big trade. It was such a good trade for black that the territory-wise, black has a pretty big lead. And he also lost some territory here, white on the top, because after black cut, this Hane is Sente at h2. So yeah, white really has very little territory here, maybe just a few points for every group. He might be thinking of something like Hane here. It's actually quite annoying because I will have to pull back. If I block, then this go. Yeah, quite an annoying move. Oh, he resigned here. Interesting. Well, that was a pretty pretty peaceful game. My opponent actually has really good judgment. Really, this fight was what decided the game. This fight on the lower side. Um, Unfortunately, I don't know what White could have done better. If I were White, I would probably play Tiger's Mouth on the outside, let Black live, and then continue from there. So yeah. Well, anyway, that was a pretty successful high Chinese, you must say. And the counter pincer is a move that I don't play very much, so it's good. It's a good run. All right, let's get the next opening. 5. Is it? Oh, the unorthodox, the ultimate test opening. Here we go. The unorthodox. Now, no matter what. Okay, if he shoulder hits, I can't. I can't. Oh, actually, if he shoulder hits, I can still play Tengen, right? Yes. I think this is probably the coolest opening. Well, yeah, its name really explains it all. It's the unorthodox. The choice of Joseki with this opening is so delicate. Thinking about double approach? Should I do the high? No, I'll do low double approach. This is like the oh, Kosumi. I can't let him block. That's such a big move. So I need to make the pushing exchange. But then, yeah. So he connects back. And now what do I do? I guess I'll just pincer here. Help my 3/3 stone a bit and limit his influence. The Tengen stone is feeling a bit lonely, but I don't think there's anything I can do at the moment. Yeah, Haunting Connect is a big move, but it's also an endgame move. Yeah, I think it's a little slow to play that at the moment. Well, yeah, if I descend when he Kosumis, then actually my life and death will be threatened. But yeah, I guess now it's normal. I did have to exchange this Kosumi though. It's quite bad for the left side if I choose to invade there later. Yeah, but even though it kind of looks bad for white, but white is alive, and it was originally black's corner, and black spent an extra move. So, all in all, this is still pretty good for white, I think. Now, this is probably not going to be the best fight for black, I am feeling. Maybe I should have pushed first. Huh, he's not going to play this one. Huh, he's just going to let me push through, and I get the double Hane. And I get a Hane on the second line. So, both very comfortable moves. This is a good timing because if he captures, then I get 2 Sentai moves, which will help my group live. And now I can just connect. So he can't push down yet. If he pushes down, I can push and cut. So he does have to protect his cut. Well, I'll get to showcase that. So I get a Sentai move, and then I get to... What? This is weird. What is he thinking about? That is also very surprising. I feel like at 3 down, I've been seeing very, very surprising moves, and he doesn't capture my lower group. He just lives locally. Well, I'm really, really happy with this result. get a very, very big moyo on top, and black has very little territory right now. So yeah, the only imperfection is my Tengen stone. It's too close to the wall, but that's no big deal, obviously. Uh, yeah. So I mean, like with this type of invasion, don't yeah, I'm not really I don't really care too much if he lives. So this is a bit awkward. Which way should I target? Because both work, so well, I'll just target this way then. Well, he's gonna attach. So well, this is not gonna work. Mm. So Sabaki is actually not an easy thing. You do have to think a lot about the opponent's potential moves. I think at this level, I've been seeing a lot of players who like to play these Sabaki moves, but actually they're not working variations. So at the end, you're kind of just playing moves that you're not reading enough about, which is I mean, if your opponent sees their weakness, then it's going to be easy for your opponent to take advantage of your, So I guess what I'm trying to say, always read through the variation before you do it. Yeah, I mean, this is probably dangerous for black. Now, I'm tempted to actually connect out, but I don't really need to do that. You guys can probably tell when I'm ahead, I just have no idea what to do sometimes. It's actually a pretty big weakness sometimes. Like, I mean, yeah, when you're ahead, you should also play reasonably safe moves, not super safe, but moves that are clear, that are not overcomplicated. Yeah, I think this is pretty clear. There's no way for black to live, and he cannot escape. I can just keep pushing, actually. Just keep pushing. And then when he extends now, I need to protect. Well, we have officially entered the this stage. I think you guys need to come up a name for me for this stage. It's a stage where my opponent starts to play very unreasonable moves that are definitely not 3-dan level. Yeah, but we seem to enter the stage pretty frequently in this series. So we'll see how many moves my opponent plays to keep resisting. Uh, Yep. I think I'm gonna go on autopilot now and just play without thinking. Not literally, but I almost misclicked there. I think this is going to be a Gote death now. Actually, black has only one Gote eye here. in the upper left, in the E1 area. There's no other eyes. Okay. I'll be right back after the game finishes. And my opponent resigns. It actually didn't take too long after my pause the video. The unorthodox opening has really gotten me into all these really crazy home board fights, which have been quite interesting. Must have been interesting for you guys too to see. So we have 8 again, and last time you guys mentioned that I got the opening wrong. Hopefully I don't get it wrong in the future. I actually didn't even notice it, so double 4-6. Here we go, 4-6 again. The good thing about this 4-6 is actually no matter the opponent approaches from either, I guess, 3-4 points, you can attach and cut. And the only difference is where you attach first. So if you play 3-4, if your opponent plays 3-4 there, you attach on the other side, and vice versa. So yeah. So I've played a few times with the connection. I wonder if there's anything else I could do here. Is there anything else I could do here? Trying to think here. There must be something else I can do, right? Let's try it. I'm gonna try Atari and Descend. Atari and Descend. Let's try it. So if my opponent pushes through, I get to capture the 2 stones on the bottom, which seems to be okay. So he decided to push out. Well, I guess, yeah, capturing these stones are pretty happy with. It's pretty big. And, yeah, although the outside black definitely has a good wall to compensate, so it's hard to say how this result is. I'm pretty sure this is slightly better for white. And yeah, and pretty much after he Atari, he has to extend out. There's really no other way for him to continue. The other more aggressive move for black would be the turn. I'm not sure what would happen if black played that. Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe I'll try this again in the future. That is very slow. I'm not sure why he decided to block there. This is definitely not going to be Sente. Yeah, I think one tip that might help, no matter what level you are, is before you play every move, if you check whether that move is Sente or how big the follow-up move after your move is, every single move, just check quickly. I'm pretty sure it will greatly improve your game. So this block is a good example. There's no good follow-up move. It's an in-game follow-up, so definitely not big enough to be, I guess, a threat this early. So he tries to jump out, and then I can actually extend here first. He's just he's so heavy on both sides. He's gonna clamp this. Yeah, he's just so heavy on both sides that he's probably gonna just get captured on one side or the other. Like if he extends to the right now, after I push maybe once more, I don't actually need the extra push. I can just push in peep or placement, and then I just surround this group. I'm pretty sure there's no way black can race against my group here. White's group has so many liberties, and I don't see anything else for black to do. Well, this variation is quite something. It's definitely not something you would expect from a normal 4-6. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's quite. I mean, you would expect complications, but I don't know about this. Yeah, right now it's really clear that black is dead, unless he's going to jump out, and then when I push and attack, he's going to clamp. But still, like, the further you go, I mean, the more white will gain in the outside. So this is pretty much all dead. And since he connected here at b15, later on I can even throw in to take away the eye. So it's even worse news for black. The white's outside is incredibly weak, though. So I'm going to have to spend a move to fix that later. So I think this is going to be a good order of moves to exchange this, because in the future I'm likely not going to be able to get that. And now I just throw in. I do need to add a move. I was actually thinking whether I needed to add a move to capture black, but it seems like if black connects here. Oh no, never mind. Connect here. Wait, actually, did I misread that? If black connects here, oh, okay. I'm gonna have to throw in then. Well, this is really simple. I don't even need to throw in at A18, because black just has only 3 liberties left. Yeah. So this is the trick or get tricked Joseki, or opening. And we have managed to come on top again. Now, actually, in the beginning, I just kind of overcomplicated things a little bit, but he definitely got himself into this, because he really didn't need to block here. He also didn't need to hana here, so all I had to do was extend, and then this would be all like it would all be a normal opening. And, I mean, yeah, I guess just don't play overly aggressive, I guess, if you're not sure what's going to happen. Well, that was a fast game again. Very nice. And we have a 2, so nice. We're kind of alternating. Kobayashi. Wouldn't it be tempting to, play a pro and use their opening against them? So last time I mentioned that I played the Kobayashi Opening against Kobayashi online. I mean, isn't that like it's such an obvious thing to me, because it's so tempting, isn't it? Actually, in the trick moves lecture that I just had last Saturday, actually, I just talked about this trick move. So this is a good chance to have it, even though this is the Kobayashi Opening. But for the 4-5 stone, with the large 9s move, you should actually just Tenuki. So I'm just gonna do an example here. I just Tenuki and approach the upper right. It's impossible for black to capture white in one move, so black is super inefficient here. Black wants me to attach, but then he's going to have a really nice setup to capture my stones. So I'm going to just fall for his trap if I attach. But now he can't do anything. And in a lecture I mentioned that this is the worst trick move ever because your opponent can just like imagine like if you in a wrestle and you're like having all these fancy uh, kung fu moves, but they don't, but they didn't do anything. How awkward would that be? Yeah, personally, I'm not a big fan of these type of trick moves. I can just like do a 3-3 nation. Let's do a simple Joseki. Keep it simple. Play the knight's move. So yeah, he's definitely trying to make me fall for it. I do kind of want to continue here though, because if he has more stones after he attaches, he's gonna enclose me in Sente, and that's actually gonna be pretty bad. So I don't need to respond here. I'm already live. His move is really slow here at J17, and yeah. With this shape, with the shoulder hit, it's actually super annoying because if you don't answer this, white can push. So it's actually a very annoying shape for black. Normally, black would have to push, and then when white jumps, black would have to extend at 07 and 0, P7 and 0, P8 and 08, sorry. And that's a very annoying. Ah, sorry. Okay, I accidentally misclicked there. He should have cut, but I meant to extend. That was the weirdest sound effect I probably ever made in my life. Um, I meant to extend to fix the shape, but that must have been pretty funny. What was that? So I was saying, yeah, these two moves are very annoying because they're all Sente moves, and they make white really strong. So it's really hard for black to attack this group. Very easy for white to escape. Yeah, so that move is kind of Sente. Like okay, fine, I get it. You like to play tricky moves, all right. Again, his shape here is really inefficient now, so I just have to protect my group. And black isn't really gaining any value anywhere. He's just kind of, like his wall here, not really doing much. As long as I can make my groups alive, he's not going to gain very much. I do have to worry about this potential cut here, though. So just got to make sure I'm able to defend against that, and I should be fine. And just a high approach. Now, this time, I'll definitely attach under. He actually, interesting. Huh. This is very interesting. So he actually haunted inside. He really loves the 4-5. I can just tell by how he's playing. I don't have the ladder though, unfortunately. But I can Tiger's Mount, and if he doesn't protect the corner, it will just be a dead corner. A jump. Wow. I was actually thinking about his extend. If he extends, he would actually be able to enclose me. So if he extends and I play the same move as I did, then he would be able to Kosu me. I would have to connect. And then he would be able to enclose my lower left. That would actually be pretty bad. Yeah. Anyway, he's just trying to benefit from his dead corner. And that's inevitable. He's definitely going to be he's definitely going to be able to benefit a decent amount. But that's it. Nothing else I'm going to let him get from this. I didn't really want to cut here, though, at e12, because if I cut, he can actually ladder my stone, so that's going to give him some extra moves there. So I'll just make both sides alive, and then that way I don't have to protect. Yeah, playing against aggressive players in general, you do have to have decent, good reading to be able to see what they're trying to threaten you. Um, I mean, it really is kind of reflective how what level you are. So if you were like a 5 Dan fighter, but like a 2Q opening, then it doesn't really matter. I think you're pretty much going to be 4 or 5 Dan, because after the opening you can just fight it back. Really, actually, now looking at this attachment, it's really it's looking quite bad. I gotta find some chance to go back to protect. Actually, maybe now. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna protect this now. He's playing a bunch of Gote moves, so I'm going to just defend my groups. Yeah, I was like, wow, I talked about this and then I just forgot about it, and that's a very bad example. It's a very good counter example of what you shouldn't do in your game. When you think of a weakness, you should remember it. Uh, yeah, it looks like in the lower left, black died a lot, but actually it's not. Okay, it's definitely not a good result for black, but it's not a total disaster for black because eventually white would have to reduce all the liberties in the corner, and black gains some influence. So yeah, when your opponent plays like this, the judgment here is very crucial. If you like think that your opponent is dying and it must be like super good for you, you might go under the impression that you are ahead by a lot, and that would actually tempt you to make pretty easy mistakes, if you think you're winning by a lot, and while actually you might be just slightly ahead, or even it might even be just a close game. Yeah, so these are all not Sente moves. He still has 3 liberties, and you can see white has 5. The cut over here at f17 really doesn't matter, and actually his move just now is also a Gote move. Um, So, I mean, I guess it's kind of a big move, so I wanted to respond. Um, Also, part of the reason is I don't really know what to play right now. I mean, of course, there's like 2 space extensions you could do, but I'm gonna get this move. I don't want him to get some territory here. And at this point, I can also just Tenuki again, because if he plays here, I connect. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties, but black actually only has 3 liberties inside. Um, okay, I think I just lagged a bit. Yeah, well, anyway, I'll just use the time to. I don't know. I think fixing this group is worth a move. But I mean, it's all the same. If black plays here, white plays move inside. It's 5 minus 2 liberties inside the corner because it's a pyramid 4, which you give it 5 liberties, and it's minus 2. So, I mean, it's all the same. He has 3 liberties, and then he spent a move here. So I have 3, and then he has 3, and then I just reduce. So it's pretty simple semi-I there. Nothing too complicated. And now he's probably going to go all in to attack my group. But I spent already 2 moves, actually 2.5, to protect it. So I'm really, I'm completely fine. So actually, I'm tempted to connect for the points, but that would be the ultimate greed. That would be way too greedy there. Okay. Well, this is pretty interesting. Well, he's gonna try to capture my group despite the fact that I spent quite a few moves already here in this local area. Well, I'm definitely not going to connect that stone here at P12, because, well, that's just an endgame scroll. If you compare the value, if I just do a 2-space, 1-space extension, it's even a bigger move. So definitely not important. Wow, he's going to be in trouble here after I push through. Is he alive? Yeah, at the very least, I can get a Haunting Connect. So I can actually attach, and I'll have a Sente Second Eye. Yep. Because, yeah, I can just Hane. Oh, he can costume me. Oh, actually, never mind. Weird misreads. Yeah, if I Hane. No, he can't Kosumi yet. Okay, he actually designed there. Yeah, so there's definitely no way he can capture my group. So yeah, this game was interesting. I can tell that my opponent likes fighting a lot, and his reading skills are probably like close to a 4-dan. So probably a lot of room for him to improve. I missed a very important weakness here. If black caught this, white would be in trouble. So over here, what he should do is he should attach. It's the other button, isn't it? My screen is slightly distorted, so sometimes I tend to press the one. If black attaches here, white is going to be in big trouble. Because if white wedges and connects, black can still connect here, and no matter what, black would be able to capture the 5 stones on the right side, which makes a very big side, and black would be able to compensate for this early territory loss. So that would be a very important move. So after white got that, then there's very little chances for black. So a very interesting semi here, and the defense also here is are 2 things that I think are worth mentioning for this game. Alright, I think it's that time again. So, oh, but before I end, I wanted to mention that the New York League registration is about to come out very soon. So stay tuned to that. The link will be in the description. And yeah, I guess that's it. As usual, I'm having a lot of fun playing on this account. Hopefully it's as interesting for you guys. And more importantly, I hope you guys can learn something as you watch through my videos. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.